Comparing the Prime and Ultra Elevation speakers, are they worth the upgrade? Before I get going, please subscribe. It makes a huge difference. I really appreciate it. I'm going to make some statements about these speakers toward the end of the video, so keep watching all the way through. Affiliate links are in the description below, and I really appreciate you following those right before you place your order. Now, I've had a lot of experience with the Prime Elevations. I've used them in every position in 4 different theaters. So I've used them as center, left, right, surround, and of course, height speakers. They're the best-selling SVS speaker. Here are the things that really stood out to me between the Ultra Elevation and the Prime Elevation. They don't require time to break in. They sound great right out of the box. And I've put probably in excess of 200 hours on these, and I have not heard much of a difference like I have in the past with the Primes and the original Ultra series. I think it has something to do with the tweeter, but just out of the box, they sound great. The terminals and the ports are flipped for the same orientations. It's not a big deal. It's just when you go to mount it, if you don't have a lot of slack in your speaker wire, it might be an issue, or it actually might be beneficial depending on your mounting situation. They're definitely heavier, so I would not cut any corners when it comes to mounting these things. And I'm guilty of that. I've had 3 screws in a stud and then just one in the drywall without the anchor. No, not with these. Don't do that with these. The diamond coated tweeter that comes in the Ultra, which is something I was really worried about, but I absolutely love it. And it's important to note, the Ultra Elevations are part of the Ultra Evolution series speakers. So they have the same tweeter as all of the other Evolution speakers, but they took the Evolution line name out because it's just a tongue twister to say, which I appreciate them making that decision. It has the same finishes that you get in the Prime series, but there's more of a side bevel in the front. I love the magnetic screen. It's easy to take on and off. The same bracketry, again, just make sure they're well anchored. Don't make any shortcuts. But all you have to do is just put on the back bracket on the speaker. And if you've already got a Prime speaker mount, you just mount it right up, wire it up, you're done. You might have to move that bracket because it's too close to the ceiling. That's minor. But I like the fact that they use the same bracketry. I've put those brackets through a lot more testing than most people. I've put them in the motorhome project, gone down the road. It's a constant earthquake, and the brackets never failed. They are strong and very versatile. You can hang them in any which direction. It has the same voicing across the SVS line, but that doesn't mean there isn't a difference. I can mix these with the Prime and the Ultra speakers, and it sounds great. I have an Ultra Center right now, Prime bookshelves, and a Prime Elevations. Altogether, it sounds good. It doesn't take away from anything, but the sound is just a little more effortless. It's a seemingly more pure sound, and it's more noticeable with the Ultra and the Primes turned off. But they still blend well. It's a complicated thing to explain. I run all the speakers together when it's movie time or just watching TV. Sometimes I just run the 4 that I've got right now. I just have them left and right, and then surrounds. Honestly, that gets the job done. The dialogue's great. I don't have any issues with it. So I'm really happy with the way these sound. It's just weird that they still blend, but they still sound better. So it doesn't matter which speakers you have, even if it's with a different brand, it's not going to detract from the sound. It's going to be pure. It's going to be neutral and sound the way it should. If your other speakers have a sonic signature, you're going to hear more of that. I don't think you'll hear anything taken away from using the Ultras as height speakers or surround speakers. And that's what makes these speakers so popular. People run all kinds of other brands of speakers, but they use the Elevations for the height duties because they sound so good. Another interesting point is my views on crossovers. Okay, I run at least 90 hertz as small, even with towers. One of my most popular web pages is about large versus small. To sum it up, it's not what you take from your speaker, but what you give to the subwoofer. The speakers get full range, just less power under that crossover, which is good for your AVR. Bass is what requires the most power. 25 hertz is going to take a lot more power than, say, 3000 hertz. So if you shave off the most meaty part, which is the lower end, which is why I set it at 90 hertz. You're lightening up the load on your AVR or your external amplifiers, and it gives them more headroom so you can run it louder and your amplifier runs cooler. The benefits are all there. And the prime elevations, I typically run at 120 hertz, and I do the same with the ultras, but they could comfortably go down to 90 hertz or all the way up to 150 hertz, depending on your needs. Now, here's where the caveat comes into play. I really have to emphasize that having dual deep bass subwoofers plays a massive role in the crossover hack working well. Running a higher crossover is fantastic when you have dual matching deep bass subs because it's got a flatter response. If you run it with a single sub or you run it with shallow bass subs, the effect is not going to be as good. You're going to get boomier bass. And nobody wants that, whether you're talking about deep bass subs or any other typical subwoofer out there. You don't want boomy. That's the big caveat. I run my crossovers higher. I don't get any localization, imbalance of sound, definitely no boominess. I can run it from 90 hertz all the way up to 150, all the way up to 200 hertz. And there's not that much of a difference. I mean, there is a difference, right? But it doesn't smack you across the face because the response is flatter. And if everything's set up the way it should be, and you've gone through my bass hacks, everything's going to sound really close. Sometimes it'll be hard to tell the difference. And if things aren't set up right, or you run a single sub or something like that, you'll notice it. You'll get more boominess. If you're running a single sub, it'll be a lot easier to localize it over 80 hertz. No surprise if you've been watching my channel, but dual deep bass subs, it's the only way to fly. It makes that much of a difference, and anything less and you're just compromising and you're missing out. But once you hear it, it's hard to go back. It's really, really hard to go back to a shallow bass sub or a single sub. Is just like, that doesn't sound right. Dual matched deep bass subs makes a big difference, and I strongly encourage it. So what are my overall impressions of the Ultra Elevations compared to the Primes? Sound wise, I have absolutely nothing to complain about. I look forward to hearing the towers and the center with the mids, but this is quite a nice glimpse into the Evolution line so far. I was worried about the higher frequency response rating. A lot of speaker companies, they'll overemphasize that higher range enough to cause a noticeable signature, and it's typical with high frequency tweeters. I've gone into theater stores. They've got these really high rated frequency responses, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80,000 hertz, right? Which, is good because there's the breakup frequency is higher. It takes a higher frequency to distort. The more it takes to distort, the easier it's going to play in the audible spectrum. But in a lot of these speakers, it's just harsh. And with these, they're not. And so if you're worried about that, you don't have to be. I have post-concussion syndrome. My hearing is fragile. It's not a brag, it's a problem. Any amount of distortion or discomfort or anything is a problem for me. If it's going to be harsh, I'm going to be the first one to tell you. But they are not harsh at all. I am so happy about that. They're not painful, they're not irritating. I can listen to them all day. I find them very comfortable to listen to, and the clarity is kind of hard to explain. I have to be really careful here, but in regard to the outgoing Ultra bookshelf, I'd rather have the Ultra Elevations. The tweeter is that good. So I'm not talking about the new Evolution bookshelf because that has the newer tweeter. I'm talking about the outgoing Ultra bookshelf. A very similar configuration, one tweeter, one woofer. It's the same with the Elevations. If I had to compare and I had to choose, I'm going to choose the Ultra Elevation speaker over the outgoing Ultra bookshelf. That kind of says a lot, but again, I had to really phrase that properly so you didn't think I'm saying these are better than the new Evolution Ultra bookshelves. I'm not saying that, but over the older version, yeah, I prefer these strongly. Prime Elevations are closer to the satellites. The Ultra Elevations are more like bookshelves in their size, which is great because they sound better. It's just something to keep in mind. Another thing about these is they tend to play everything really well. And when I say that, I don't mean to imply that the primes don't. When you're listening to something that maybe has a little more distortion in it, or the opportunity for distortion, like metal or something like that, it's just a little more effortless. I don't know how to explain that. They sound great with pretty much anything you throw at them. People have reflected that in other reviews. So whatever I put through these speakers, everything sounds better. I'm going back through listening to my favorite music. They're comfortable to listen to, and they have me looking forward to going through my favorite music. That's the important part. That's the sign of a really good speaker. So if this video helped you out and you feel like supporting the channel, I have affiliate links in the description below. I'm also going to add a PayPal Me link because I'm not going to do Patreon or channel subscriptions. I just don't have any more value to offer than what I'm giving you now. I have a hard time with the idea of withholding anything from you by requiring support or a paywall. It just doesn't sit well with me. But if you want to support the channel directly, the PayPal link makes more sense. I really appreciate you watching. You definitely want to ring the bell. I have some interesting things going on, making some changes as you can see. So stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe.